She was America's top Cuba expert by day, but by night she betrayed her country for Fidel Castro. Meet Ana Montes, the most dangerous female spy in U.S. history. Ana Montes is known as one of the most dangerous spies in U.S. history, yet few realize she was once a highly respected and trusted intelligence analyst. For 16 years, she lived a contradictory double life. By day, she was a Cuba expert shaping U.S. foreign policy. By night, she was a covert operative codenamed Sonia, secretly funneling top-secret information to Fidel Castro's regime. This double life came to an abrupt end on September 21, 2001, when FBI agents arrested her at the Defense Intelligence Agency DIA headquarters in Washington, D.C. Her arrest, just days after the 9/11 attacks when U.S. national security was on high alert, underscored the urgency of preventing her from accessing post-9/11 war plans. In the shadowy world of espionage filled with intrigue and secrets, Ana Montes' story stands out not only for her decades-long betrayal, but also for the deep-seated reasons that shaped her. To understand why a woman trained and trusted by the U.S. government became a traitor, we must look back at the early years that sowed the seeds of her ideological shift. Childhood and ideological transformation. Ana Montes was born on February 28, 1957, in Nuremberg, West Germany, to a Puerto Rican military family. Her father, a strict and abusive army colonel, created a home filled with tension and violence. This left deep psychological scars, fostering resentment toward authority in Ana. Instead of revering the government like her father, she developed a skeptical and oppositional stance. The pivotal moment in her life, however, occurred not in the U.S., but during a year abroad in Spain in the 1970s. Europe was a hub for radical political movements, and Ana was swept up in the tide. She joined anti-American protests and was profoundly impacted by a documentary about the 1973 Chilean coup, which depicted U.S. intervention in Latin American politics as immoral. From then on, she began to believe the U.S. was not a force for good in the world. Her relationship with her sister Lucy, who later worked for the FBI, was complex. The sisters were close, but their divergent career paths created an invisible divide. While Lucy chose to serve the U.S. government, Ana pursued an opposing path, believing she was fighting for a higher ideal. This rift later became a key factor in uncovering Ana's secret. From a girl shaped by a traumatic childhood, Ana Montes became a woman with radical beliefs, ready to oppose the very nation that nurtured and trusted her. This is the first piece of the puzzle explaining why one of America's finest analysts became a covert spy for its greatest enemy. Spied, Career Rise and Recruitment by Cuban Intelligence. Ana Montes was a brilliant student graduating from the University of Virginia with a degree in international relations and an impressive 3.9 GPA. Her intelligence and talent were quickly noticed. In 1979, she joined the Department of Justice DOJ, rising to a GS-9 paralegal position with top-secret clearance within 3 years. Her role in the DOJ's Freedom of Information Act office gave her access to sensitive records, laying the groundwork for her later espionage. The major turning point in her career came in 1985 when she joined the Defense Intelligence Agency DIA. With her expertise and deep knowledge of Cuba, Montes quickly became a star. By 1992, she was the DIA's top Cuba analyst, trusted by colleagues and superiors, earning the nickname Queen of Cuba. This role not only brought her prestige, but also access to America's most sensitive defense secrets, making her the perfect spy. However, while her DIA career flourished, a fateful 1984 encounter changed her life forever. While studying at Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies, Ana Montes was introduced by classmate Marta Velázquez to a Cuban intelligence officer codenamed Chong. Over dinner in New York, they discussed U.S. policy toward Nicaragua, where Montes expressed deep dissatisfaction with U.S. intervention in Latin America. Sensing her ideological alignment, Chong offered to recruit her. Believing she was fighting U.S. injustice, Montes agreed to spy for Cuba. After recruitment, Montes secretly traveled to Cuba in 1985 for training. To conceal her journey, she routed through Madrid and Prague before reaching Havana. There, Cuban experts trained her in espionage techniques, from encrypting information and using specialized computers to evading polygraph tests. They gave her the codename Sonia and provided a sophisticated communication system, including a deceptive Madrid postcard as a cover for secret messages. In the years that followed, Montes used her position and knowledge to serve her espionage mission. She became an effective tool for Cuban intelligence, stealing critical military and intelligence secrets, while maintaining her reputation as a trusted DIA analyst. Melin, espionage operations, and the impact of her betrayal. As a Cuban spy, Ana Montes developed meticulous methods to avoid detection. She never removed classified documents from DIA headquarters. Instead, she used her exceptional memory to recall sensitive information, later typing it at home on an old Tandy 1400 FD laptop. This computer was equipped with special encryption software provided by Cuban intelligence, turning the data into unreadable code. She saved the information onto floppy disks, which she then wiped clean to erase any traces. Information handoffs were executed with extreme caution. Montes met Cuban operatives at Chinese restaurants in Washington, D.C., where exchanges appeared as ordinary dinners, but were part of a covert process. For secure communication and instructions, she used a pager linked directly to Cuba's UN mission, a channel difficult for U.S. intelligence to monitor. Her meticulous operations kept her identity hidden for 16 years, but the impact of her leaks was catastrophic. She exposed numerous critical U.S. defense and intelligence secrets. Most notably, she revealed details of the $9.5 billion Misty Black satellite program, a covert U.S. surveillance initiative severely weakening America's intelligence-gathering capabilities against adversaries. Montes also shared data on the SAFE system, an interagency intelligence sharing platform exposing America's internal intelligence network. The consequences extended beyond information leaks. In 1996, she disclosed details of a major U.S. military exercise, enabling Cuba's military to prepare and plan more effectively. More gravely, in 1987, she indirectly caused the deaths of U.S. Green Beret Gregory Fronius and 69 Salvadoran soldiers in an FMLN ambush in El Salvador by providing details of their location and movements, leading to a deadly trap. These leaks caused loss of life and significantly undermined U.S. security on the global stage. Ana Montes was not just a thief of secrets, she was a dangerous asset who gave America's enemies a critical advantage, causing profound losses. Her precision and cold efficiency in espionage made her one of the most dangerous and successful spies in modern history. Shaping U.S. policy and missed warning signs. Ana Montes' betrayal went beyond leaking secrets. As the Queen of Cuba, she wielded significant influence over U.S. foreign policy. She shaped intelligence reports to convince lawmakers that Cuba posed no serious threat. A prime example is her 1998 report, The Cuban Threat to U.S. National Security, where she deliberately downplayed Havana's military capabilities and hostile intentions. This manipulation diverted U.S. intelligence resources elsewhere, allowing Cuba to strengthen its position and evade scrutiny. Montes also attended high-level briefings, drafting documents for the Joint Chiefs of Staff and reporting to senior officials, including Nicaragua's president. Through these activities, she reinforced her perspective, pushing for a softer U.S. diplomatic stance toward Cuba while serving Castro's agenda. Remarkably, Montes left numerous warning signs that U.S. intelligence overlooked. During her 1979 FBI and 1985 DIA vetting, she expressed anti-American views, but still passed with recruiters describing her as loyal and moral. This revealed flaws in early screening processes which focused on resumes rather than ideological scrutiny. A significant missed red flag came in 1991 when Montes admitted lying on her application about having a master's degree and using cocaine. Despite these clear deceptions, the issue was dismissed, and her motives were not questioned. Similarly, in 1994, she passed a polygraph test using Cuban-taught techniques to control her heart rate and reactions, demonstrating her advanced training. In 1996, a DIA colleague reported Montes's odd behavior, such as agitation during a Cuban Air Force briefing, but this was not thoroughly investigated. These overlooked red flags allowed her to continue operating for years, highlighting critical internal security gaps that U.S. intelligence failed to anticipate. FBI's mole hunt operation, Blue Wren, and downfall. In the 1990s, the FBI noticed a serious issue: sensitive intelligence leaks from U.S. government agencies. Suspecting a Cuban mole, they launched a covert operation called Blue Wren, initially focusing on Central America, where leaks had caused significant losses. An unexpected clue came from Ana Montes' own family. Her sister, Lucy Montes, an FBI agent, was investigating the WASP network, a Cuban spy ring in the U.S. During this probe, Lucy and her team decoded secret messages from Havana, mentioning an operative codenamed Agent S. Though unaware of S's identity, the messages indicated a woman with access to high-level military secrets. Further clues came from NSA analyst Elena Valdez, who analyzed shortwave signals from Cuba, tracing them to Washington, D.C. Digital evidence also pointed to a Toshiba laptop purchased with a credit card linked to a spy, and signals often followed the operative's trips to Guantanamo. These clues narrowed the suspect pool, but the FBI's initial assumption that the mole was male kept Montes off their radar. Everything changed in 2000 when DIA agent Scott Carmichael recalled Montes's strange behavior from 1996. He contacted the FBI suspecting she was the mole they sought. With this lead, the FBI began covert surveillance of Montes. They discovered her frequent use of payphones, despite owning a cell phone and a pager linked to Cuban intelligence. A search of her apartment uncovered undeniable evidence: prepaid calling cards, a Cuban-linked pager number, and encrypted files on her laptop containing classified information. Ana Montes' downfall came on September 21, 2001. Just days after the 9/11 attacks, as Washington prepared war plans for Afghanistan, fears grew that Montes could leak these to Cuba. To prevent this, the FBI acted swiftly, arresting her at her DIA office, ending 16 years of one of America's most dangerous espionage operations. Trial, sentencing, and consequences of betrayal. After her arrest, Ana Montes faced an uncertain future. Initially charged with conspiracy to commit espionage, a crime carrying a possible death penalty, the U.S. government viewed her case as one of the most serious acts of treason in modern history, given her prolonged activity and significant damage to national security. Instead of facing a lengthy trial and potential execution, Montes struck a deal with prosecutors. In March 2002, she pleaded guilty, agreeing to cooperate fully in exchange for a 25-year sentence. This deal required her to provide a comprehensive debriefing, revealing Cuban operatives, communication methods, and the extent of her leaks. At her October 2002 sentencing, Montes shocked the court with her lack of remorse. In a defiant statement, she claimed a moral obligation to help Cuba, believing U.S. policy was cruel and unfair. This underscored that her motives were rooted in deep-seated political beliefs, not personal gain. Montes served her sentence at the Federal Medical Center, Carswell, a high-security facility for female inmates requiring medical care. Her prison life was quiet for over 2 decades. During the first 7 months post-arrest, she fulfilled her deal, providing investigators with extensive information. Her disclosures helped expose Cuban operatives and methods, including Marta Velázquez, her recruiter who fled to Sweden to avoid arrest. In January 2023, after serving 21 years, Ana Montes was released. She relocated to Puerto Rico, her parents' homeland. Despite her release, she remained unrepentant, openly opposing U.S. foreign policy. While her family, including Lucy, condemned her actions, some in her Puerto Rican community viewed her as a hero. Ana Montes' betrayal left a lasting scar on U.S. intelligence history. Her story exposed critical internal security flaws, proving that even the most trusted experts could become dangerous threats when driven by ideological shifts. Conclusion: lasting legacy and lessons on insider threats. Ana Montes' story is more than one of espionage and betrayal. It serves as a stark warning about hidden threats within intelligence agencies and how political ideals can turn a trusted individual into a dangerous traitor. Montes was a unique spy. Unlike those motivated by greed, her actions stem from an unwavering belief that she was fighting for justice. She saw U.S. policies in Latin America as wrong and aiding Cuba as necessary. This conviction allowed her to operate for 16 years, passing security checks and polygraphs without guilt, as she viewed her betrayal as a moral duty. Her legacy left a deep wound in U.S. national security. Her leaks caused immeasurable losses, from exposing covert satellite programs to indirectly causing the deaths of U.S. and allied soldiers. Her case forced intelligence agencies to reassess personnel screening and monitoring processes. Before, Montes' agencies focused on detecting financially motivated traitors, but her ideological betrayal revealed that the greatest threats could come from insider ideologues whose motives elude traditional detection. Today, Ana Montes' story remains controversial. To some, she is an unforgivable traitor who betrayed her nation and colleagues. To others, she is an idealist who sacrificed her freedom for a cause she believed in. Regardless of perspective, her indelible mark on espionage history serves as a reminder of the complexities of loyalty and the dangers of insider threats. After her release, Montes has lived quietly but steadfastly holds her beliefs. Her life is a clear example of how a brilliant, talented individual can be drawn down a misguided path, and the steep price paid for that choice. If Ana Montes' story, her betrayal of America for her ideals, captivates you, hit the subscribe button to catch more unique tales of espionage and the secrets behind historical events.